Well, it's 2020 and this, for me, is the most exciting new console to turn up. Hi, welcome back to the shed. I've just got this from Amazon. It's a PC Engine Core Grafx Mini, basically across 3 different regions. So in the US, in Japan and in Europe as well. 3 different versions of the PC Engine Mini have been released. They're already out in the other territories, but this one just came out this weekend in the UK and the rest of Europe. And I got mine today. I'll be honest with you, I really wanted to rip this straight open and have a play with it, but I thought it might make for quite a good video. I've got quite a few different projects in the pipeline. I've been recording and editing all sorts of different things, but in the meantime, a quick video of this I thought might be quite fun to put out while I work on my other stuff. So yeah, let's take a look in the box and find out what it's like. So this is the PC Engine Core Grafx Mini. This is the European version. I paid just under £100 for it. Now that's more than most of the mini consoles that have been around, but I'm guessing it's on a smaller production run. I don't expect them to be selling quite as many of these as they did with the NES or the Super NES or the Mega Drive, for instance. So the price of those could be a little bit less in terms of the production run. As it stands, I have always wanted a PC Engine, never really been able to afford one or find one. And there's all sorts of things in terms of modding them to get them to work on newer TVs, whereas with this it's just going to be plug and play, so it's not going to be exactly the same experience, but it's as close as you're going to get, and it's super convenient. So I'm looking forward to having a play on it. There's loads and loads of like 2D scrolling shoot 'em up games on this console, which is one of my favourite genres of games, so that's why I'm so excited about this. The other thing to note is it seems to be exclusive to Amazon. On the back there's a little sticker there as well, which confirms that PC Engine Core Grafx Mini exclusive to Amazon, and I think it's the same in other regions as well. So if you're looking for one, start out there. On the back it lets us know all the different games that are on there, 57 in total. There is 32 PC Engine games, and then there's a load of TurboGrafx 16 games as well there, so plenty to get stuck into. Right, let's take a look inside. So there's no tape, no seal or anything like that on here. We can just get straight in, he says. So pull out the little tab, open at the end, and then there's an inner box which will slide out here. Right, let's see what we got. So we've got instruction manual. We've got our controller. Now 8-bit do, however you want to say it, they are releasing a wireless controller for this next month, so I'll probably be grabbing one of those. But this, I mean, it's hard to say how authentic it feels because I've never actually owned one of these, having always wanted one. But it feels really nice and solid, looks really authentic, and it's quite comfortable to hold as well. Actually, it's very similar to an NES pad, but the buttons are a little further down. So that's our pad, and the connection on there is USB, so that might even work on my laptop or my Raspberry Pi setup. I'll try it out with that afterwards, but first this is what we want to see. Wow, there we go, tiny. But it still really looks the part, really authentic looking. We've got 2 control ports on the front, so we can play 2-player games. Obviously the cartridge slot is just there for what's the word, cosmetic purposes, because you're not going to be sticking any cartridges in there. But you switch on and off. It's got the little bit there which would be to stop the cartridges. I would be surprised if you didn't end up being able to get like little mock cartridges to put in place here and make little labels. It might be something to do with my new 3D printer. That's another video that I'm going to be making soon. So yeah, little 3D printed cartridges would be quite cool to just add to the look of it. But we've got an on-off switch, we've got 2 USB ports on the back, we've got a little cover here for the EXT bus, and we'll pop that off. And we've got the power in, and we've got the HDMI out. So the HDMI is standard size HDMI. For the power, it's micro USB, so it's not USB type C, but to be honest, loads of my other mini consoles are micro USB, and all I do is I have one HDMI cable and one power cable, and I have them all on the same shelf and just swap them around. Right, what else have we got in here? Cables. So there's a micro USB cable for power. Comes with an HDMI cable, which they don't all, so that's great. And that's it. Everything you need, really. So we've got our console. That is totally going to get lost, isn't it? Because it'll come off the back for that there. Yeah, so I'm bound to lose that, but it's kind of cool that it's on there. I've got my controller. For the moment, I'm going to keep the HDMI cable and the power cable in the box. Let's take a quick look at the instruction manual. It's going to be a case of plugging the cables, switch on and play, but we'll just take a quick look. Warnings and so on, lets us know what all the stuff is, what the buttons are. It's all fairly self-explanatory, not spotting anything out of the ordinary too much. Plug it in, switch on. Now here's one of the things, how to open the system menu. You press the run button and select button together. So the run, that's like your start button. So pressing those two at the same time opens the system menu where you can save, load and reset the game. So there you go, it was worth looking at the instructions. And then toggling the software list. On the main menu you can toggle between PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 software via the icon in the bottom right corner, so we'll watch out for that. And I think that's it. So let's go and try it out. Alright, so this is the mini collection as it stands at the moment. I love these things. I don't have the Neo Geo Mini, but other than that it's a pretty nice little collection. I've got to decide who gets the chop now though, because they fill up this shelf quite nicely. I think what we're going to do is remove the Raspberry Pi. I've got a Retro Pi set up in this Mega Pi case from Retro Flag, and since I got the Mega Drive Mini it looks a little bit odd next to it, so I think that's the one that's going to get demoted. We'll move that, pop it up on this shelf for the moment so it can sit with my Dreamcast controller, and I've got my little C64 Mini tucked away at the back there. So nice little collection. Hopefully this gap here is just big enough for our new addition. Let's have a look. There we go. A perfect fit. I thought I might have to move the Commodore back a little bit, but that fits fine there. The way I have this set up is I've got an HDMI and a power cable coming through back here, so whichever console is currently in action. Currently the PlayStation. I've been doing the Project Eris mod on that and trying that out lately, so that's why that one's plugged in and in use. So that's going to be unplugged and moved over, and we are going to check out the PC Engine. First we'll get the PlayStation out of the way. We'll move the controller. I'll move my Mega Drive pad and get to the back there. HDMI cable out. PlayStation's got a little on the go adapter at the back there, so that's got all the games loaded up on Project Eris. And now we've got our little space here. So as I said, I've already got the micro USB and the HDMI. Let's see which way up they go. Unplug that and just put it there, so you can remind me that's where I've put it. Okay, on the back there, HDMI's got the big flat surface up, and same with the micro USB. So let's make sure I've got those the right way around. Plug in the video first, and then the power. Just settle that down. Move the cables out of the way. One of the things about these sorts of consoles is they tend to be so small that they move around really easily. This doesn't have any rubber feet on the bottom, so what I might do is a quick mod and get some sticky rubber pads and put them on all four corners, just so it sits still a bit better instead of sliding around on the surface there like that. If we take a look, that is what we've got. And I'll move my PlayStation over here, and there we go. So there we go, that's our new setup with the mini consoles all the way down to Nintendo, Sega, Sony, and our latest addition, the PC Engine. So let's get my controller. The cable is pretty long, which is good. The cable that came with the NES or the NES, whatever you want to call it, was so short. It was like ridiculously short. So USB in that way, and we are good to go. So I'll get the TV on, I'll get that set up, and we'll take a look at what the interface is like. Hey, I thought it wasn't working for a moment. Right, so let's just go English, and here we are. Loads of games to choose from there, and in the bottom corner we can swap between different consoles. So that's on the PC Core Grafx there. The other one was the Turbo 16. I like the kind of CRT effect on that as well. So you can sort by release date or name or whatever else. Let's go straight to PC Engine. I know I keep swapping, too excited. Have a little scroll through what we've got. Gonna try Dragon Spirit, I think. I used to have this one on the Virtual Console. Nice animations on there too. So there we go. Sounds good. Looks good. Borders are nice too. Controller's responsive. Oh, there we go. I was wondering why I wasn't doing anything. So you've got the one button for the bomb, which I assume is for monsters in the water. There we go. Been a while since I played this. So the thing about this console is it's absolutely packed with games like this, these sort of scrolling shooters. So if you don't like those, it's not going to be the console for you. But if, like me, you love them, even if you're terrible at them, like me, it's just a no-brainer to get this one. I'm so excited about playing it. I'm going to be on this all evening. Right. Yeah. Anyway, so we can pause, that's good to know. So select and run at the same time to bring up that other menu. Oh, there we go, so you got the save and load, return to menu or resume game. So let's say I want to save that one, save it in slot 1. Yeah. And then that's saved. So I can pick up from exactly where I left off. So it looks like we've got 4 different save states there. So return to menu, current progress will be lost. Well, it doesn't matter because we saved it, so that should hopefully be okay. We'll go out and we've got various other games there. Let's try and go to the other console and pick one of those games. I think we've got Blazing Lasers on there. Oh, R-Type, let's go with R-Type. Okay. Push run button. I still suck. Right, let's just exit there. I'm not going to save this time. The controller's really nice, really comfortable, quite nice in hand and responsive. The buttons feel nice and solid. It feels like a really good quality piece of kit which is always nice to know. So we can reset the game, we can go back. We're gonna return to menu, and then we'll just take a little look at what other options we've got on the bottom there. So you've got settings, sort and release date. Let's have a little look at the settings. So you've got the user manual, language, display settings. So you can choose your different options. How it is there. Oh, look at that one. There's one for the Turbo Express, which was like the handheld PC Engine. You can have it all stretched across the screen, which I'm not keen on. That looks like a sort of pixel perfect. Slightly wider there and on there, so I think I'll probably go with that one for now. Let's try out the Turbo Express, I quite like that. We'll go back, wallpaper. So that's the one that we were on to start with. Quite like that kind of retro wave kind of style. Or you can even like the old style TV with the speakers, or just plain blank if you want. So we'll go with that one. And then back again, what else have we got? Menu design. So you can choose whether you want the original PC Engine style or the Core Grafx. So it's on the Core Grafx at the moment. We'll go on the PC Engine. So you see how it changes. The Japanese version was like the white colour, and the European version was that dark grey. So you can change those options as well. Let's go back to the menu, credits, restore factory settings in case you mess it all up, like I probably will. We'll go back to the menu, and then we'll go to the console choices, and then now, because I changed it to the white, we've got like the Japanese style background there. And if we open a game, let's go with a bit of Darius. We've now got all the white background. Oh, how cool. Loading up the little CD, and then we've got the kind of PC Engine GT handheld. And look, when you're using that one, it changes the whole display to look like the little low-res screen that was on there. Let's see if I change it back to, where were we? Return to menu. So it seems like you can't change that on the fly, but if we go into settings there, wallpaper, oh no, it wasn't wallpaper, it was display settings. So let's just go on that one. So you can change, so it's got CRT filters on, which I hadn't noticed before. So if I go run, it doesn't work. That one. So the CRT filter, it puts an extra little bit on top there, so you can have it with or without. Let's try it with. We'll return to menu, and we'll open up that game again. Let's see what the CRT filter looks like on there. There we go. So I mean, CRT filter, it just puts a load of little lines in there, but it does give it that old school kind of look to it, which I quite like. Let's have a quick go. So as I say, loads of scrolling shooter games on here, all of which I am terrible at, but yeah, loads and loads of stuff to get stuck into there. So I am gonna carry on playing. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Right, well, so far so good. I'm so excited with this. Only had a really quick play, but there's so many games for me to get stuck into there. I know with all these mini consoles, there tends to be a hack comes along sooner or later where you can add more games, but I think, you know, looking at all of those, they've been really generous with the package that's on there. There is plenty for me to play, plenty of games for me to be awful at playing, but I'm really excited about playing it. The whole interface, the look of it, the little touches like showing the CD spinning up in the drive or the cartridge being slotted in, the fact you can swap between the different aesthetic means that if you buy the European version, the Japanese version, whatever else, it doesn't really matter. You can kind of keep the interface. I was looking originally when they came up for pre-order, trying to get one of the Japanese ones because it's got that kind of aesthetic, but I think, you know, I'm within this European territory. It's quite cool to have the authentic kit, so plus I forgot to pre-order in the end, and I only found out this weekend it had eventually come out, so I grabbed one as soon as they were up and available. But yeah, so for a mini console it's quite expensive, but there's loads of games, the quality is excellent, and it's just the sort of games I love playing, so I think I'll probably get my money's worth out of it. And if there's any mods that come up for it, I'll look into it anyway, because I can't leave things like that alone when they come along. Yeah, so maybe more updates in future. Has anyone else got one of these, or has anybody in any other territories got the different versions? From looking at my testing, is there anything different with yours? Let me know, I'd be curious to find out. But in the meantime, I will get going on editing the rest of those videos I've got coming up soon. Loads and loads of really interesting, quite exciting stuff coming up, so hopefully you'll stay with me. If you want to see what I get up to, please subscribe. If you like this one, leave a like on there or leave a comment, and I will see you next time. But in the meantime, I'm off to play some PC Engine games. See you later.